I mean, I used Jeanette for my divorce, so I was married and it was not working. And I needed a divorce, so I found Jeanette. I had reached out to another attorney and done a consultation with them before I found Jeanette. I don't know. I didn't feel like the other attorney listened very well. It was a larger firm, and the person I was consulting with wasn't necessarily going to be the one I worked with. And I just didn't like that. I wanted to know who who was going to be my attorney, who I'm going to be working with. Honestly, just searching online for attorneys for what was initially going to be a low conflict divorce. It ended up being a little bit more difficult, but I liked that her statements about focusing on kids and making it a healthy process for everyone and holistic. I mean, if you think about the word holistic, I've never seen a holistic attorney, so I reached out to her. When I consulted with her, I just liked her personality, honestly, and then what she had to say. And again, making it important to be an easier process for the children and trying to keep things amicable. Honestly, I liked her TikTok videos. I watched a lot of them. My brother and sister-in-law are both attorneys in another state, and I had talked to them about her and what we had talked about in the consultation, my brother had given me recommendations on people in Georgia that he referred to as like bulldog attorneys, because we were worried that it would turn ugly, but I didn't want that. So I talked to them about it, and they both said that she sounded good for what I was looking for. No, felt I felt like I was kept informed, and I wasn't worried about getting through the process and not really knowing what was going on, because I've never dealt with something like this before. I don't know how this works. So I was worried that I would not be kept in the light of what was happening and the steps and things like that, but that was not the case. I really didn't know. I just did what they told me to do. Like they would say, this is what we need from you right now, and this is what we're using it for. And I just waited until I had further instructions, honestly. I just kind of put full faith in them. It was good. They kept me up to date. They answered my questions quickly. When I had a very sudden issue where he, out of nowhere, decided he wasn't going to sign any of the paperwork, I was able to email them. I emailed or called, I can't remember, that day, and had an appointment for a meeting, I think the next day, to figure out a plan. Pretty impressive, I think. It was nice because otherwise I'm just panicking. They did everything, and it all worked out. I got what I wanted and what I felt that I legally deserved. It initially seemed like there was going to be issues with some equity in the house and things like that with my ex. He does not have an attorney, so I was kind of middlemaning it between between Jeanette and him not understanding what I was legally entitled to. And I got everything that I feel like I should have gotten, and it didn't have to be drawn out forever and ever, thankfully. I mean, I got out. And I got everything I was supposed to get. And there's nothing else I wanted. So she did that. Sorry. Find an attorney that you feel good about, one that will do everything they can to keep you out of a courtroom, which is another thing I like about her, that she tries to prevent that if at all possible. Because I don't know if I could have done this if I had to end up in a courtroom. But I feel like with her, I just was comfortable, and I knew eventually it would be over. I just had to keep thinking eventually it would be over, and I trust her, and I know even if I have to not get everything how I wanted it, eventually it will end, and she'll be able to keep us out of court.